Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. Thanks for coming out. We're revisiting this 2010 Bolens. I know it says yard machine, but somebody's changed the recoil on this thing. I got this in a package deal, 2 for 20. I had shown you this 2020 yard machine. We had rectified this. We did a carb clean on it, and it runs and performs as it should. So this is ready to go. It turned out quite well. Adjusted the wheels and sharpened the blade as well. Oil change, new air filter. This 2010 was a little more problematic. We had gone through this thing in the beginning and discovered a few things, such as the safety brake cable was broken. There was no cable whatsoever. The part number for that is 7460957. So I've put a new cable on the Bolens to try to get this thing to go. I've gone through the carburetor already. What I had found out is there was a pinhole in the bottom of the tank. What I did is I had just put some water in there and a couple of nuts and bolts and shook it all around to try to break up some of the rust. It ended up breaking enough rust where it formed this pinhole. So I had to go with a secondary tank. What I'm going to do is use a little AB compound to seal that up, and then use apple cider vinegar to get the surface rust out of the tank, flush that out, and then I'll red coat this. I also noticed there was another small pinhole right there, which the red coat will seal. They'll seal both of them. If I can put that AB compound here to hold the apple cider vinegar from pouring out, then the red coat will end up sealing that from the inside. So this was a secondary issue. Didn't know the tank was kaput. So I'll fix this one and use it as a backup. Initially, when we tried to start this, the plug was bad. The RJ19LM, we had put a new plug in it, got it to kick off with Happy Juice, and then we decided to do the carb, clean out the carb. So the diaphragm kit is 495770 if you want to do the diaphragm. I ended up turning the Ace Hardware blade that was on this the right side up. It was on backwards, so I didn't have to sharpen the blade. It still had the factory edge on it. I just turned it around. So the other things that I got to do if this thing cooperates is there was some damage to the cord, the pull cord right here in this area. This won't last but 5 more pulls and it's going to break. So I got to replace this and the side discharge chute that needs to have one attached. I won't send it out the door without a side guard on it. I had torn it all down, degreased it, let it sit in the sun, and then went to town putting it all back together again. Greased up the adjusters. Those were stiff. Put the deck on the highest position. So what else? It just seemed like one thing after another on this, but I think if we can get some action, we'll be in good shape. Looking at the parts that I put on it, I think I covered everything. I'm looking at my tailgate here. This safety brake linkage was all tweaked up. I had to do some bending and get this all ship shape. Whoever had it before had bent this cover out of place and got this all bent to heck. So I removed that and then kind of straighten up the linkage. So we'll need an oil change too. I didn't mess with that at all. I think this thing had no oil or very little oil, and I ended up putting junk oil in it. So I hope they didn't run it too low on oil where there was engine damage. Looking at the bill date on the Briggs sticker, it says 5th month of 2010. Okay, we got enough to start it. See how rough that looks. Definitely need to put some new oil in this thing. So this was kind of a pain in the butt. Needed a lot of stuff, needed some attention. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, I'll take that. So, as far as any of the paint work, it's missing some paint here on the front. Looks like it's a dark forest green paint. I couldn't tell. Now I can tell. We're not going to mess with any paint work on this. This is going to be a cheap unit. I'm going to do what I discussed with the rope, side chute, oil change, and this thing will be ready to go. It'll be in my low budget section. I'm thinking 80 to 100. This 2020, I'm going to get hopefully 120 for it. It's only 3 years old. I kind of looked at what's selling now. I think the cheapest, crappiest machine you can get now is $279 with a Zhongshan China engine on it. That's not with the Briggs engine. So $279. So I think with my pricing, I'm less than half of retail. I think that's acceptable. That's what I'm shooting for. If they give me a trade in, then we drop the initial asking price. Anywho, that's all we're going to do today on the 2010. I think I'm going to take a break, jump on the front porch, and watch the birds fly by. As always, please tip your waitress and wait staff. They're doing an awesome job. And again, thanks for coming out. I appreciate all my new subscribers. Hope you're having a good day today. Come back and see me. We'll look at more junk on 4 wheels. There's always something around the corner. Who knows what the scrappers are going to bring next? Could be anything. Could be trash, could be treasure. We'll find out soon enough. Take care.